Greetings, viewers. I have just gotten out of the theater to watch The New Mutants for the second time. I personally like this film. I actually rank it fairly high up the X-Men film list. I mean, it's not Deadpool, and it's not Logan, and it's not Days of Future Past, the Road Cut. I love that one. Oh, crap, that's good. Anyway, this is still a good film. It's a short film, but it's a compressed story. It deals with a central group, a small group of characters, and it deals with their individual troubles in becoming a mutant. And I think they did a very good job capturing that. And on top of that, they've thrown in a horror element to this movie, which is incredibly unique. I haven't really seen that in any of these films before, and it works. It works really well. There's some elements in this that honestly make you go, ugh. And when you honestly see the mutants, like, take it out on them, it's why I'm a comic book guy. I love this stuff. It's awesome. Anyway, I think they did a great job with this. I've heard a lot of people saying that they are not overly impressed with the character development, but these are teenagers. Teenagers that are ludicrously complex does not make sense. A teenager is generally an underdeveloped person. They've lived a life, but they're not fully cognizant of how that life is truly affecting them. That's basically their journey. That's what makes them. That's what happens when you grow into an adult. And I think that this deals very well with that element of these children, these kids. These kids have suffered trauma, major trauma. I mean, technically a lot of them were the cause of that trauma, but hey, that's bound to happen. You figure you wake up one day, you hit puberty, and then bam, all of a sudden mutant explosion. You're going to make some mistakes. Not to mention, when you got all those teenage angsty hormonal issues going on, then you're bound to make a boo-boo. I mean, when I was a kid, I broke stuff. But I'm not even that strong. Imagine if you had powers backing that up. That's some rough stuff. I think they did a very good job with this film in the very short time that the film plays out. I love the fact that it is quick. The beats come quickly, and while this movie is not actually long, it's only about 90 minutes or so, it doesn't feel short. Because the story is not a huge story. They're not telling an epic adventure. This isn't Braveheart, you know? It's a tale about a central group of individuals and how they're dealing with their issues. I thought the characters were brilliantly played by everyone involved. They really captured it, and Maisie Williams does a pretty good Scottish accent. As far as I can tell, mind you, I'm not Scottish, so I don't know. I like Maisie Williams. She's really good. Anyway, the way that they've handled the special effects, the fact that this story is so isolated, so small, it really helps their minimal budget. This movie's compressed size makes that budget not so blatantly obvious. The special effects look good. Pretty damn good, actually. And there's not a hell of a lot in it about that. It deals a lot with the characters. There's a lot of sitting in a group, and there's a lot of talking, and you know, I mean, it's kind of good. The only issue I have with it is that the person they got to play the Doctor wasn't exactly the greatest psychiatrist, and I think they could have delved a little deeper into that. But, I mean, technically that's not what she is, I guess, so who knows. Anyway, That's the only niggle I have with it, is that I think that while the characters were not particularly well developed, I actually don't think that that was a major flaw. They're kids. When have you ever seen a kid that is what they're going to be when they grow up? Anyway, personally, like I said, I'd rank this right up there. I actually think it's better than the first X-Men film. I think it's way better than X-Men Origins Wolverine, and it's way better than X-Men 3. But that's, I mean, I've taken steaming. Anyway. I I would recommend going to see this. This is a good time at the theater. The only thing you got to be cautious of is I'm Canadian. Like, I watched this in a Canadian theater. This movie is rated 14A in Canada. I believe that in the United States it's probably rated R. It touches on some adult themes, and it's fairly graphic. They're not exactly. I mean, they're kids. They do naughty things. We all did it. I I mean, not. It's not porn. If you brought your kids to it, I don't think they're gonna be traumatized. The only thing you got to watch for is that some of the horror elements are actually freaky, possibly nightmare inducing for younger children. But and you might want to not have to talk about some of the other topics that are coming up, because I don't know. I'm not a parent. My friend is, and I kind of think that that's funny. Anyway, I would recommend going to see this. I think you guys will enjoy it. I mean, I know I did. It's it's better than Dark Phoenix, and I personally didn't think Dark Phoenix was all that bad for a first directorial for a directorial debut. The guy hit all the points well. I think it was just a script issue. This one does not have much of a script issue. Mind you, it's a short story. Give it a shot. I think you'll like it. I did. Maybe you will too. Let me know in the comments.